It's time to make another dead fruit.
Hi, it's been a while since I've last made a dead fruit, so we're gonna start with some yarn.
Yarn.
I'm using red heart yarn, and this loave's color is called Fruity Stripe. I'm using a 5mm hook, even though the label says to use a 5.5mm hook, so the holes between stitches would be smaller. So now we're gonna make a magic circle with 6 stitches. This is just how I learned how to make a magic circle, but I've seen other people do it in different ways. I'm gonna use some mushroom stitch markers that I've bought. They are totally unnecessary, but they pretty. I personally would mark the last stitch of every row to keep track of when I completed a row. So now we'll crochet the body. We're gonna start with increasing the stitches until it's wide enough. What? You said you needed more dead fruits. Why not? I'm still crocheting the same way I've been before. Just also trying to do a little something more, I guess. I don't know, the viewer can decide for themselves. I mean, some banter would usually make it way more interesting. You call me that, but you're the one who's stuck with me, not the other way around. Besides, you can't even make your own dead fruits and need me to do it for you. So, I don't think you have that much authority over me. And you still haven't done that despite living on my bed for the past 5.5 years. Keeping the stitch marker on, and I'm adding a new one because I'm going to work even for 5 rows, so it will help me count how many rows I've done. I don't know, would you want me to share your pattern? But I mean, it's a really simple pattern anyways. It's quite literally just a sphere. I've lost track of how many rows I've done anyways.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
You have that little faith in me, huh? Well, you basically start with 6 stitches as mentioned at the start, then you steadily increase up to 30 stitches, and that's what I'm working even with, just 5 rows of 30, and then you decrease again back to 6. I'll write the whole thing in the description. Just realized you never gave me a name. A name to refer you by. Well, I still need to refer to you with something. There's always Bob. What about Mike? Nah, you don't really feel like a Mike. Maybe Fred? Hey, you're a fruit. I think the name Fred really suits you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call you Fred.
Bombastic side eye, criminal offensive side eye.
I now got 5 rows of 30, so I'm going to start decreasing, and this row would be 24 stitches. I'm going to stop here for now and fasten the working loop because I'm going to sew on the face, and then I'm going to put in the stuffing. Oh, but I'm going to put in the leaf before the stuffing, can't forget that. This is the important part when the dead fruit starts to finally take shape. So now we need some black yarn.
Black yarn.
I got this yarn when I first started learning how to crochet, and I threw the label away, so I have no idea what brand this yarn is or anything about it. It's just yarn at this point. I'm using a yarn needle to sew on the signature cross-sides onto the fruit. If you don't have a yarn needle, that's okay for something as simple as this. I used to just use the crochet hook to pull the yarn through the holes. Now we're gonna pick a good spot as the front, and we're just gonna go for it. Hey Fred, I forgot the pattern.
Bruh.
I haven't made them in a while.
Why are you still calling me Fred?
'Cause that's your name now?
That's such a stupid
It's simple. I've never had the most robust naming conventions anyways. I also probably can't pronounce your dimension of name even if I tried, so sorry.
How did I ever get stuck with you?
I I actually have no idea. Anyways, I still need help with the pattern. Ah, right, now I remember. The crochet take the four corners of a 3x3 grid of holes, and it would cross rows 7 and 8. After sewing on the eye, I just tie a knot in the back so that the yarn doesn't come back out. Though I might have left too long of a yarn tail here.
Bye, have a great time.
Now to make the second eye, count 5 holes between the two eyes, so start the other eye on the 6th hole. Do as I say, not as I do, because I made a mistake here. They are one too close.
Look at them.
Beautiful eyes.
Now we're gonna make the V-shaped mouth, and it's gonna go perfectly in between the two eyes. The middle 3 holes of the 5 holes that you left between the eyes would house the V, and it will go across row 9. Since I made the eyes one stitch too close to each other, I didn't actually get the mouth right in the video either. It's also a little bit of a mouthful to explain, so I'm just gonna put an illustration on the screen to show how it's actually done. Now that we're done with the face of the dead fruit, we can now move on to making the leaf. So first we need some green yarn. This green is called Hunter Green, and it's also from Red Heart. I'm using a different green yarn than I previously used. This one's also more rough for some reason. I heard that Red Heart yarn has variable quality, so this one's not as soft as the other ones, but I just bought a lot of Red Heart yarn when I started, and most of them were fine. Besides a color difference, this leaf is also going to have a different pattern than what Fred and all the other dead fruits have, because this one looks much more like an actual leaf, now that I have learned way more about crochet now.
Or did you finally understand what I told you to know?
Yeah, both. I used to be intimidated by patterns that tell you to mix stitches for some reason, but I guess it's a learning process. So to start, you're going to chain 12 plus 1. Then we're going to do 2 single crochets, a half double crochet, and a double crochet. Then 4 triple crochets. Then back to double crochet, half double crochet, and 2 single crochets all the way to the end. To finish the rest of the leaf, we're gonna have to turn to work on the other side of the chain. So first we're gonna single crochet to make the turn. Then I actually did 1 single crochet, 2 half double crochet, and double crochet. And then the rest would be same as previous with 4 triple crochets, a double crochet, half double crochet, and then 2 single crochets. Now we will connect the last and the first single crochet together with a slip stitch, and the leaf is done. Hey Fred, do you approve? Well, I have to weave the end through first, then I'll sew it on. Alright, pull the yarn tail through the leaf. Now I can sew it to the top of the fruit. Now I'm gonna do one more round before we do the most important part, the stuffing. This should be a round of 18 single crochet stitches.
Harvest someone because the stuffing needs to be so infused.
No. Wait. Wait.
I got the stuffing! And now we can give our fruit some life. I'll get that later. And finally, our last step is to close up the fruit. We'll continue decreasing crochet stitches till we're back at 6. Just having a little trouble holding the yarn tail for some reason. I'll be fine. Holding a fully stuffed fruit is different from an empty one. It will. Don't you worry so much. I got it. completed all the stitches, so now we can fasten off with a slip stitch and we'll sew in the yarn tail. So, what do you think? Good enough despite the mishaps?
Just